inner resistance and how your business is a product of how well you overcome that inner resistance. So we're going to talk about mindset today. I'm going to share with you some really cool stories, inspiration, but I'm also going to share with you some action steps to help you if you ever find yourself in resistance mode. What do you mean by resistance mode, Vanessa? Well, by resistance mode, I mean, that mode where even though you've decided, you've told yourself, hey self, I'm going to do this, call this whatever you want, write a book, launch a podcast, start your coaching business, double your income, whatever you decide that's going to be. Hey self, we're going to do this. And then all of a sudden, you drop the ball. All of a sudden, that doesn't happen. All of a sudden, you find yourself sabotaging yourself. All of a sudden, you find yourself watching Netflix on TV in the middle of the day instead of doing the things that you said you were going to do. That's what I'm talking about, resistance. And, it takes out more people out of this game of entrepreneurship. So this is why we focus so much here at Take Your Power Back Now on mindset. Really, that is having like the foundation to your house. So I want to talk to you specifically about overcoming resistance, 3 keys to overcoming resistance and creating a life that you love, whether it's a life or a business that you love. Every new goal that you set is going to require a new version of yourself. Every new goal that you set is going to require a new version of yourself. So I was thinking about this today, all right, because, and let me know if you guys can hear me and see me, if you guys are tuning in here on YouTube or if you're here on Periscope, if you're listening here on the podcast, welcome. We're broadcasting kind of on all kinds of streams. I was thinking, so let me know if you guys can hear me. That's the first thing. And then I was thinking to myself, in the car yesterday, I was coming back from somewhere. What was I doing yesterday? I don't remember. But I was thinking to myself, this idea. Oh yes, I went to go and get acupuncture, and the acupuncturist was asking me about my business, and she thought it was so fascinating. And she didn't say I was lucky, because I would have jumped down her throat, because there's no measure of luck with the business that I've built here. This has been a full on strap your tits on and get to work kind of idea. There's no luck. I don't believe in luck. I believe you create your own luck. So what happened was I was thinking to myself in the car, Vanessa, when did your business really take off? And we have this question, come across often. And I'll be honest with you. One of the, and I'm going to talk to you about the 3 keys here to overcoming your resistance. And I think that the first key to overcoming your resistance is overcoming this myth. Okay, and there seems to be this myth in that, if I'm on my purpose and if I'm living my purpose and if I'm in the flow and the law of attraction, I'm really on purpose. It's not going to be hard. It's going to be easy. Well, that's a big fat lie. That is a big fat lie. Let me tell you what. I think a lot of spiritual entrepreneurs, the moment they hit a road bump or a speed bump or, oh my God, I actually have to work. This is supposed to be easy. And then boom. Now the resistance sets in. And instead of commanding your mind and saying, hey, we're going to do this, but just for a limited amount of time, you listen to that. And that takes you right off course. It's like you open the door to let the resistance run your life instead of making and using your mind and making sound decisions. And this can come in a variety of ways. So the first myth is that it should be easy. If I'm living my purpose, let me tell you something. And I've been running now this women's empowerment business here for 8 years. This month, we've done over $200,000 in business. This month, last year, we did $1.6 million in sales, helping women all around the world really skyrocket their confidence and cash flow. There was a time when my business, was doing $10,000 a month, was doing less than that. Some days it was up, and some days I didn't feel very good. I felt so defeated. I did not have the consistent cash flow. I did not have the team behind me. This was kind of in the early days. And I remember thinking to myself, well, Vanessa, what is it you really want? And I said, well, 20 grand a month would be really great. If I made $20,000 a month consistently, that would be awesome. And I worked backwards, and I said, okay, well, if I was going to go and work for an employer for 20 grand a month, would they expect me to show up to work every single day? And the answer was yes. So I said, okay, would I go to work from 9 to 5 every day, 5 days a week for 20 grand a month? And the answer was yeah, I would. At that stage in my brain, in my journey, that was really exciting for me. A consistent 20 grand a month income. Yeah, I'll go to work from 9 to 5. Why not? And so I did. And my whole life changed. My business changed. My income went from 20 to 40 to 60 to 80, 100, 150, $200,000 a month. And so the second key, right? First key is to understand, that there's resistance. Are you falling into these ideas, these habits of thinking of, it should be easy, or, resistance can come in the form of, nothing I do really matters. I was just having a conversation with our year-long clients, and they were recognizing this resistance. One of our clients was saying, yeah, I get into I commit to something, and then halfway through I kind of no, it's not that important. I don't really need to, do I really need to make 20 grand a month? I don't really need to drive a BMW. And you start downplaying your goals. It's actually, it's sabotage. You're sabotaging yourself, trying to make it not so important because there's a decision in there. The decision could be something like, nothing I do really matters, or I'm just so overwhelmed already. And or this myth of, if I'm in the flow, it's going to be easy, or I'm retired, I don't want to have to work hard. So the problem is, we have these unconscious decisions that are running our show. This is why, my company, Take Your Power Back Now, has got such radical momentum with women all around the world who are waking up, becoming conscious, taking their power back, commanding, directing their mind, changing their whole freaking lives and businesses, changing their whole families. So notice when there's a decision or resistance in there, and notice, how you're behaving, if you're behaving in line with, fulfilling the commitment that you made or not. And then the second key here to busting through resistance is decide to get to work. That changed my life when I decided I will work 9 to 5 for 20 grand a month. Sure, I'll work for that. What company is going to pay me 20 grand a month? Nobody. But if I work in my business, I could do it. Okay, so I got to work, and I stopped this whole story that it was going to be easy, or if I was spiritual, it was just going to come floating in on a freaking flying unicorn. That's never going to happen, folks. Okay. And I got to work, and man, did my business ever grow. Okay. And the third key, and this is really important because people are going to say, well, Vanessa, I don't want to work forever. I don't want to work hard. You're not going to work hard forever. It's for a certain amount of time. And if I'm going to be really honest with you, if you want an online business, if you want the kind of freedom that comes from having a portable, profitable business that you can rock in your bikini if you want to, you're going to have to build some systems. Yes, my dear, you are. They are not going to build themselves, and it's going to take work, but it's not going to take forever. And this is the third key, is to make a decision of, for 30, 60, 90 days, I am going to strap my tits on and get to work. It's not going to be forever, but it is going to be for a time. And this was a conversation I was having, this reflection in the car yesterday, thinking to myself, I have the liberty now to go and do things, to leave, to travel, go on vacation. I have a team, that really supports this amazing company. But back then in the day, I did not. It's like I had a toddler, I had a new baby of a business. Now, what happens when you have a baby? When you birth a baby, there's a whole gestation time, and then you have this baby, and then that's all you do. The baby takes over your life for 2 to 3 years. You need a lot of help. That baby's a number one focus, and maybe your marriage, or maybe your health, or maybe other things that were important to you kind of go on the sidelines for a time. Not forever, for a time. and while you're giving birth to that baby, it hurts, it's painful for a time, not for the whole 60 years that the person's alive for a time. It's the same thing with your business. There are stages in business, and it's ridiculous to think that while you're growing your business, it's not going to take work or it's going to be easy, because it is not. Every single stretch, every single goal that you go after is going to require a different version of you. So what are you doing every day? What are the habits? What are the thoughts? What are the habits that you are engaged in every day to help you create these new concepts of yourself, to help you lay that foundation, to help you grow into this new version of yourself? It is a must. That's why we have such success with our clients in the 10K and 30-day boot camp, because we teach them habits for thinking. Habits, success and failure is simply a result of habits. So again, the 3 keys to busting through resistance is: number 1, recognize that if you're not getting your goals, you have some kind of story or some kind of myth or some old decision, old belief that you're buying into that's running your show. That's the first key. And you need to take your power back. You need to take your power back now. Make a new decision around there. Recognize it. It could be something like, nothing I do really matters, or no matter what, I can't have what I want, or I'm too old, or, I'm just so overwhelmed. I don't want to work that hard. Or if this is my purpose, it would be easy. Watch those. That's the ego. That's your, these limiting beliefs that are coming in and stealing your show. And they're going to rob you of all your success. You need to do something about that. The second key is to make a decision to get to work, to strap your tits on and realize that if you want to have the freedom and the income that a business can give you, it's going to require work. It is going to require you to make some space in your life, and some things might fall to the wayside. Some other things will not be a priority. This will be a priority for a time. For a time. And close the loop on your mind trying to pull you and say, oh my God, it's terrible. It's going to be like this forever. Oh my God, what have I done? For a time, not forever. And that's the third key, close the loop. And really, the last key that I want to share with you is, as you're on this journey, and an entrepreneur, and you are hustling and you're moving and shaking and you're setting up systems, it's kind of like building a car. In the beginning in your driveway, there's nothing there. And then you got to get all the pieces together. You got to get, the roof and the tires and all these in the engine, and put the engine in, and, oh my God, finally the car is built. It takes months to build this car, but the car can take you anywhere. You can go to Canada, you can go down to Mexico, you can go all across the US with this thing. It's amazing. And then you got to put gas, though. It requires some maintenance. Some gas, change the tires once in a while, need some new windshield wipers, but it's never going to be as hard as building the freaking car from scratch again. So I want to invite you to look at your business. If you're a coach that's in the stages, of strapping your tits on and getting to work and building these systems, that yes, it is going to be work. Yes, it is going to take over your life for a little bit. It's going to become a priority. But once it's built, guys, it's just going to require maintenance. And it will give you that freedom. It will give you the fulfillment. It will give you the ability to impact people all over the world. Do you know we have women that we work with from all over the world, from Australia, from New Zealand, from the UK, from Canada, from the US, from all over. We meet people. Having an online business allows you to reach people all over the place. It doesn't limit you to one location, and it allows me, if I want to travel. I spent 10 days in Mount Shasta. I was in Las Vegas before that. I spent the entire month of January this year in Hawaii. We're going back to Hawaii here with the family in July. I'm going to go to Mount Shasta again, buy a house over there. I take my laptop and I go. That's it. Business can be run from anywhere. But you got to build it first. And it's going to take some work. So don't let your mind screw you out of this, all right? Because that is the closest thing you have. Even if you join a mastermind, you hire a mentor, and this thing right in here is the closest thing to you. So you better make sure that it's on track. It's working for you and not the other way around. Right? You've got to command your mind. You've got to be the boss. I'm the boss. And so I think so many entrepreneurs are not succeeding, and it's not because they're not smart. It's not because they're not talented. It's not because they're not knowledgeable. It's because they're not in their power, and they don't know how to take their power back from the negative beliefs, from the ego that wants to protect you using fear, and it usually wins. Don't let it win, guys. There are so many clients out there who need you. And if you'd like my help, if you'd like the help of my team, come and check us out at takeyourpowerbacknow.com. I'm also going to invite you, if you're a new coach, we have an awesome 8-week program to help new coaches, take their power back, get the right concepts of themselves as business owners, create these new beliefs, but also create the systems that, help you bring in your first $3,000, $5,000 coaching sale online and help you create this portable, profitable business that you can rock in your bikini if you want to. And that website again is 10kin30dayprogram.com. Guys, my name is Vanessa Simpkins. I love you. Just a quick video here for you today. I was so inspired and wanted to share that with you. And I cannot wait to celebrate your wins. Thanks for tuning in. Sending you big, big hugs. Mwah. Bye, guys.